brand new episode of Movie Reviews and Munchies, where every Monday I review my favorite movies on this channel. This week I'm reviewing the 2020 documentary Kiss the Ground, narrated by Woody Harrelson. Kiss the Ground is a 2020 documentary on Netflix. It's narrated by Woody Harrelson. A revolutionary group of activists, scientists, farmers, and politicians band together in a global movement of regenerative agriculture that could balance our climate, replenish our vast water supplies, and feed the world. If you love things about activism and movies, then you're going to want to subscribe. And also hit that bell notification button to turn on notifications for when I upload my latest video. Also, give this video a like if you like it, and don't forget to comment below because I'd love to chat with you. First, we have to get our snack. Today I did some baking. So for my snack, I'm having these delicious vegan chocolate chip cookies. Look at those. And don't worry, I'll be sharing some. Well, let's try one. Oh yeah, I could eat the whole plate myself, but I promise you I won't. You're going to want the recipe for this one. I'll have it on my website like the other ones so that you can try it out. Really simple. And you know what? Even if you're not vegan, you're going to love these cookies. So Kiss the Ground is an amazing subject that I myself am interested in very much. We all should be. It's about keeping our soil healthy and using regenerative agriculture to do that. And in doing that, scientists believe that we can actually reverse the effects of climate change, and save our health and our own destiny too. It talks about actually reversing the devastating effects that we've put onto our soil through tilling, over-tilling, pesticides, chemicals, and GMOs. And it gives us ways to actually farm better so that we put the carbon back into the soil, get the soil nice and nutrient dense, and kind of solve these problems. Talk about the fact that reducing emissions alone isn't going to help solve our climate crisis. We need to think about our soil. It talks about a bunch of things to make our soil healthier, namely holistic agriculture, holistic farming. It talks about getting rid of the pesticides, going back to natural ways of farming, smaller scale farming, planting a diversity of plants without the pesticides, so doing organic, and allowing animals to graze naturally on the farms, like cows, for example, instead of them being stuck in factory farms where they're forced to eat all this GMO corn and that kind of thing. They're not actually helping in the whole thing. It's kind of like permaculture, really. Letting plants grow seasonally the way that they do, eating seasonally, using compost. So taking all of the compost from our local restaurants, from us, and actually saving it to turn it into soil, putting it back into the earth, and kind of make that natural cycle go again, which is something I have been talking about forever. And the thing that I think got me going on activism years and years and years ago was the whole idea of farming, growing your own garden, doing your part, saving seeds, that kind of thing. I'm going to let you in on a secret. When my daughter was really small, I thought, how am I going to get her to eat vegetables? She was transitioning from baby food into solid food, and how are we going to do that? Because we want her to eat really healthy. So what my partner did was he set up we only had an apartment, a small apartment with no yard space or anything like that. There were community gardens around for sure, but we had this balcony space, this really big balcony space. So I thought, I'm going to get flower pots and I'm going to put soil in the flower pots and we're going to plant a few things. So he planted spinach, a few varieties of lettuce. We tried, I think, peas, carrots, kale, all that kind of thing. And she was real little. She was probably about 3, and she would go out there with her watering can and learn how to put the seeds in and water and take care of the plants. And in doing so, once the harvest came and she could pick all of those things, we'd pick all the vegetables, put them together, and wouldn't you know, she started eating. She ate carrots, lettuce, and from that moment of 3 years old, she has not stopped eating raw vegetables. That's her favorite thing to eat in the whole world, is raw vegetables. So super proud mama, but I'm really happy that I could have done that. And it's so simple. I think everybody should utilize any space that they have, a balcony, a little back area, or even if you have a yard or you have access to a community garden, plant some stuff, plant things and eat that instead of buying everything from the grocery store. I think that is a great way for us to do our little part to help out with this climate crisis. The movie talks about the fact that in 2015, around there, climate talks in Paris, that the US, India, and China kind of dropped out and didn't really go along with this whole concept, right? So that's kind of scary because they are large producers of our food. Although Canada's getting more on track with growing more stuff now, I think, and more organic stuff. But and certainly Europe and that have been doing these kinds of things. So there are lots of places around the world that are actually doing this regenerative agriculture for sure, and it's working. Like they're making money off of it, so they're continuing to do it. So hopefully more and more and more areas of the world will get on board with this. And but I think what you can do as a person is just start growing your own garden. I think everybody should have a garden in their yard. Everybody, especially if you've got a green area. Like, you don't need grass. You don't have to have a pretty lawn. That doesn't even make any sense. Grow some of your own stuff. Try it out, Try out something simple like maybe tomatoes or maybe lettuce. Lettuce is actually really simple to grow. You could even start it inside. I've seen people do things inside their homes with the grow lights and that kind of thing. So I think that we can all, even though, the bigger corporations and companies need to get on board, I think a start is for us to each get back to nature. And I mean, everybody's got time right now to do that kind of thing, so there's really no excuse. So I think everybody should try to grow their own food. That was interesting in the film too is that the pesticides that they use on these massive farms where we have our food, the pesticides actually came from the wartime, and it was like a chemical warfare kind of thing. And then these companies that produced all this crap just had to have something to do with it. So hey, let's throw it on all the soil that we've over-tilled, and let's just kill all the pests so that we can manufacture food as quickly as we can and as efficiently as we can for the most money possible. And they kind of encourage that whole kind of thing. So don't use Roundup and all that stuff. I think that's awful. In my lot here, I live in an apartment, and they sometimes do that still, and I'm thinking, I get so angry. I don't understand the reasoning behind it, really. The other thing they talk about is the fact, the GMOs, and I've known this forever, and I've been preaching this forever. People think I'm crazy, but I don't. Corn, soy, are two crops that have been devastated by GMOs. I think they're essentially screwed, and I typically, as much as I can, stay away from those two products. But if I do eat, I eat less, and I try to go towards more organic and kind of see where things are being produced from. It's really sad. It really sucks. To be honest with you, I think tomatoes and apples are something that just from years and years ago don't taste the same to me. They just don't taste the same. To me, there's something's not quite right about them. And the fact that the crops, organic crops and then the GMO crops are so closely put together most of the time, that wheat, that too, hemp, apparently have these issues that they get cross-contaminated, and none of it is really any good anymore. So you have to really do your research when you're buying your food to know where it comes from. But if you can grow with, organic, heirloom seeds, and the earth, and you can take care of your own gardening yourself for a large majority of your vegetables and your fruit, if you can, why not do that, right? Why not? So this documentary I found to be very good. I should do my review. I'm gonna give it 5 shark bites, and I think you should check it out. It's on Netflix, so it's easy to watch. It's really eye-opening. I love Woody Harrelson. I'm so glad that he does stuff like this. There's a couple of other celebrities that are kind of featured in the film that are doing work to help this cause. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. And I will see you again Thursday. Bye!